So after all said and done, after all the news, all the gist, all the story we don't see, do you guys still think Canada is worth coming to in 2024? And actually even in 2025, because all these rules that is happening now is not going to affect only 2024. It's definitely going to affect 2025 also. Just put it, yeah, have it at the back of your mind that all these rules is going to, at least they are going to test the waters of all these new rules for good 2 years, and it started this year until next year. So do you guys think Canada is still worth coming to in 2024/2025? My answer is yes. And why am I saying yes? We already know. See, I'm a Nigerian, and if you are from Nigeria just like myself, and you know your status back home, you know what you're up to, we know immigration is not for everybody. Some people would not even try immigrating because of what? Because of their class, because of their level. So when people are saying, is a particular country still worth moving to, if their economy is way more better than where you're coming from, trust me, it's worth moving to. Maybe not for everybody, maybe not in massive number like it used to be, but you know yourself, you know what you are back home, you know what you're up to, you know what level you are back home, and you know what can change if you relocate. From day one, even when traveling was not restricted, when Nigerians in particular, in quotes, because now I'm facing Nigerians directly, when Nigerians still have the sovereignty, the power, like they can travel to especially America and London. Back then, when there was no restrictions, when Nigeria has not been given some name tags that they are giving now, not everybody actually traveled back then. When traveling was pretty easy, not everyone travels. So now that traveling is now even getting more worser, that is more is being restricted. Definitely, it's still not everybody that will travel. And some people, even when they have the opportunity to travel, they will not travel because they know what they are doing back home. So is Canada still worth relocating to in 2024 and 2025? My answer, my honest answer is yes. It depends on you. How do you want to relocate to Canada in 2024? What plans do you have? See, what I have found that made people to lament, or what is the cause of the problem of so many people, is because they do not have a plan. And when you do not have a plan, you plan to fail. That is just the it. See, it is a popular saying: when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Part of the planning is people that are coming to study. If you know you are going to like sell family properties, gather money, do everything to come and study, you should also know that, okay, how many years am I going to study? What do I plan to get with this studying? What do I plan to do after studying? Am I going back home if I have to? After going back home, what is the way out? Because you can't just come here and say, okay, I just came to study and I do not have a plan of maybe going back or staying or going home. And with the current thing that is happening, if you know that maybe your course, and this is why choosing your course like wisely now is very, very, very important. It is very important. It is germane that you choose your course wisely if you still want to come in. And if you're planning on coming in as visitor, guys, you know me, I know they dissuade people. I know they even persuade. I will not dissuade you from coming as a visitor, but you need to watch us. See, guys, if students are complaining, how much more visitors? Because trust me, I know that these people that are allowing visitors to stay as asylum seeker, because the news is flying around that when you get to the port of entry as visitors, even people that do not have the intention of claiming asylum, these guys sometimes like force you to claim asylum, and people were saying it's because they are getting a whole lot of money from United Nations, or there's a body that sponsors them when they show that they are having people that claim asylum, so they are being sponsored, and this money is why they are doing this. But trust me, it is going to change. No, but last year people were saying international student rules were going to change, but you guys do not know what we're coming. We do not even plan for this much, and this is why you have to plan for the uncertainties. Visitors visa, be careful. Oh. Let no agent push you into getting visitors visa now if you do not really want to visit, because you will be surprised that one thing that I know for sure is that for you to spend so much on visitor visa to come and claim asylum, you know what you're running back away from. You know what you're running away from. So let's not be the case of running from frying pan and falling into fire. If you know you cannot afford to actually come and visit, like you are rich enough, you are buoyant enough to actually come and see, sightseeing and go back home, don't even try it. Don't borrow money, don't sell properties and get visitor visa that you may eventually get sent back at the port of entry. Like I'm saying again, this is a disclaimer. I'm not persuading and I'm not dissuading. This is just from my point of view and from what is currently happening because people are shouting. If international students are being sent back, people that have sent millions of naira, thousands of dollars on education, what make you think that they will not send back visitors that claim asylum? Especially when your story is not genuine. And according to what I've been saying, see, let me tell you now, from what is happening currently, people that are coming in as a student, then changing to asylum, or people that are coming as a visitor visa, then changing to asylum, you guys will be shocked that things are going to change. They may not even buy your story at all again. That is the point. They may not buy your because people are beginning to shout about this now. And you know, once it is open and everybody is seeing it, we people are casting ourselves. We are casting ourselves. People are starting to say people because okay, ordinarily, why will you come in as an international student? You have a study permit. So that means nothing is pursuing you from home. And then you get in and you just decide to claim asylum. You don't have a plan from onset. And this is why I used to say if you know you cannot afford coming in alone as a student, if your family cannot support you, don't risk it. And I realized why these people before they used to get like a full year school fee before allowing people to even get visa at all. And because they cut back on this thing, it is a loophole that people are taking advantage of. I understand that it is a loophole. But now they are saying they don't want any longer. Let your case not be the case of Adai no. Is Canada still worth coming to in 2024, 2025? Yes. That is the I will tell you it is yes. If you have a plan. Some people actually plan that if it works, yes, fine. If it doesn't work, fine. That is the plan you should have in mind. That is what you should actually think about. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, fine. Don't do the case of tepati kuku. No. Always have a plan A and plan B. As you're thinking about the good part, also think about the bad part. It can never be all good. It's not possible. It's never possible that everything will just go as you've planned. Things change. Even you yourself can change your plan, but even when you don't change your plan, life can change your plan. Rules can change your plan. Anything, immigration can change. Like powers that be can change your plan. So you should always give in like leave room for all those kind of changes that is outside your control. What will you do if things happen outside your control? If the immigration plan you have, if the strategy you wrote down, the plans, the structure, the route that you take is not going to work, it's not going to be the same route. What happens? For myself personally, I believe all things are going to work out for my good, just like I'm praying for you too. But I also have a plan that if it doesn't work according to plan, is there another plan? I already have that plan. Like I used to tell my husband, what do we have to do? If you have to go back home, then so be it. Definitely, we didn't come here to come and die. No, that is not the plan. We didn't come here to come and say pata pata porogodo. No, we are not. We didn't renounce our home. Thank God, we didn't renounce the country we come from because we believe one day, we definitely will go back home. Either we get PR here, either we get citizen here. We definitely will go back home. I'm not the do or die affair. I'm not the kind of person that just do or die. Let me tell you guys, I have a plan of going back home. Definitely, that one is sure. When I'm not sure, but definitely I'm going back home. It can be soon, it can be later. So that is it. You should know that this is not a do or die affair. So if you're planning to come to Canada in 2024 or 2025, just have that at the back of your mind. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't sell all your properties back home. I'm grateful to God that the little we are able to gather while we are back home, they are still intact. So if at all, we have to go back home, we are not starting from scratch. We are not going back to even some people are not actually going to start from scratch. They are going back to what they've never done before. I do not wish that on my worst enemy. I do not wish that on anybody. So is Canada still worth migrating to in 2024/2025? Because 2024 is about to end. And all these new rules and policies that are being made is not going to affect just this year. It's going to affect 2025 as well. Know that this plan is at least this all these new rules that they are doing is just for a minimum of 2 years. They want to test how things will be in the next 2 years after carrying out all of this. They are restructuring of cutting down on temporary resident, temporary workers. After 2 years, when they see the result, then they are going to like amend. Do they have to extend it, or do they have to go back to their old ways? So it is not going to affect just 2024. So that is why I said, is Canada still what migrating to in 2024/2025? And my answer is always yes. It depends on who is asking. It depends on who is responding. It depends on what you're coming to do. It depends on what plans you have. The strategies of 2022 and 2021 will no longer work for 2024. So it depends on what strategy you have in place. Are you coming to study? Are you coming as a permanent residency? Are you coming to seek asylum? So it depends on what you're coming to do. And it also depends on where you are coming from. We all know how the economy is right now, especially in my home country, back home in Nigeria. We all know what it is right now. So it depends on what level are you. It depends on what stage of life are you currently in Nigeria. Especially now I'm talking to Nigerians. So you can also apply this to your country of origin. It depends on what level you are in that country right now. What plan do you have? What do you wanted to come and do in Canada? What do you wanted to go and do in UK? Whatever part of the world you think about relocating to, what are you going there for? So it depends on what you are coming out from and what you're going to meet. And always know that, what you're going to meet is not may not always as what you envisage it to be. Because all this while before traveling, you have been seeing that location from the eyes of other people. When you get there, you're going to see things for yourself. So that's why I said yes, and it depends on you and what you're going there to do. So always have a plan B. It is not going to be rosy. It is not going to be always as seen on TV. It may not even be always as seen as told by YouTubers. Because yes, aside from what you guys are seeing on YouTube, on TVs, on in the news, it is YouTubers that are bringing you guys the realities. That's just the fact. YouTubers are bringing you the realities, and this realities is from their own lens. That's just it. So you're going to see things in your with your own lens. You're going to see things with your own eyes. You're going to experience it in a unique way because we are all a unique being. So the way I'm going to see things is different way how you're going to see things. I've seen people that argue about cost of living in Canada, family of five, kiniko kiniko, and some other people are not even spending up to that. So it depends on your lifestyle and everything that has to do with you. You are an individual, you are a unique individual. So don't let the judgment of one person cloud your own judgment. Canada is not what it used to be. It has never been what it used to be because before COVID, there was how it was. During COVID, there was how it was. And post COVID now, it is going in another pattern. So it's not it has never been like a particular stagnant thing. So it's a thing that is always changing. Each country is always changing. It is a rule and it is like a law that are always changing. When it comes to immigration, it's always changing. It keeps changing. We never know what happens, what can happen tomorrow. So you have to know where you are currently, you have to know where you are going and decide if it is worth taking the risk. You have to compare and contrast. Does the risk outweighs the benefit, or does the benefit outweighs the risk? Know where see, nobody knows you more than you know yourself. That person that is telling you, oh, I spent this much, I cannot share. Do you know your own lifestyle? Do you think you can spend that much, or do you think you can spend more than that? So you should not judge on other people's experiences. It is only a guiding that they are giving you. Okay, this is how it is in my part from my end. It should definitely not be like that in your own end, except for cases that are like general, like how much is school fee, how much is uh passport fee, how much, some fees, some things that are like general that you have no power or control over. When it comes to house rent, I would say it is not general because yes, there is increase in prices of housing, but still some areas are cheaper than each, and it depends on your taste. Housing are not the same. There is general increase, but still not the same amount. If somebody is spending 2,001 on housing, it doesn't mean you have to spend 2,001. You might spend more or you might spend less, depending on your personality, depending on your lifestyle. So you have to like think for yourself, outweigh, weigh the pros and the cons. Look at things from your own angle. Compare and contrast with your own lifestyle, with the particular stage of life you are in, and with the plan you have, where you think you're going, what plans you have for the next 4 5 years. Just like compare. Does it match it? Does it make sense? Is it going to work? You cannot just have one option. I'm a person that love choices. I love to choose. I don't want to get in a situation where I don't have a choice. I really hate not having a choice. So I want to be able to like weigh, do I prefer A or B? And at the end, you know that this is the choice you chose for yourself. It's not because you have no choice, it's because you decided to go with a particular option. Do you understand? So you'll be able to like take full responsibility for whatever it is that happened. So whatever country you think you wanted to migrate to, even as it is now, as there are so many news from UK, Canada, across the world about not accommodating immigrants, about restriction and everything, people are still living, people are still going. And some people are still going, some people are moving back home. This world is soldier go, soldier come. It's like when people are being given birth to, the same way some people are dying. So it's the same thing with immigration. Soldier go, soldier come. Why some people are coming in, some people are going back. It depends on what phase of life you have. So you can't judge it with any other person's life. Watch videos, listen to news, and make decision. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Make decision. It's not a one way thing, and it's not a one size fits all. No information is one size fits all. When it is not a government rule or regulation, when it is just somebody telling you what is happening or what is or their life or what is the update, it can never be a one size fits all. No. So let this be your cue to deciding if you think it's worth moving to or not worth moving to, whatever country of your choice. But Canada as an example in this case. Let it be your choice and let this be the cue for you to decide if it is worth moving to or not. So until I see you in my next video, I remain your girl Flaky. So I hope you have a good life and stay safe. And do not forget that I love you. Bye.